Ekiri mu Palamenti ya Uganda Mathias Mpuuga nsamba abakutte waluma anti bibadde bewakana bulijjo we butuuse ekintu kibatuddemu bakanula bukanuzi maaso batandise kuyomba buyombi mu Palamenti ekiri eno engumi entera kutokota butokosi kankutwale mangu naye weerabire ku kiri mu Palamenti nga Mathias Mpuuga nsamba awali joinda ye ku statement ya Minisita w'ebyokwerinda ebya Minisita w'ebisonda z'omunda mu ggwanga gye yawa ku bantu baffe
in various water boards, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, the UPDF has, out of impunity, continued to terrorize and blatantly torture fishermen in various water boards, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, fish is impounded from the fishermen by the military, who in turn make a killing out of it and ultimately enslave the fishing communities. Harassment and death at the hands of armed personnel have been reported on the lakes. Fishermen are terrorized and their nets seized. They are accused of using particular nets now deemed illegal, yet they are manufactured in Uganda and others are cleared for import. Right Honourable Speaker, ironically, the government knows about the trading of such gears because taxes are levied on them. Parliament has passed numerous resolutions suspending UPDF activities on water bodies as far as the regulation of fisheries is concerned, all in vain. To date, the Fisheries and Aquaculture Act 2022 has not been operationalized and implemented. While the Fisheries and Aquaculture Act 2022 deems UPDF presence of the lakes unlawful, they will disrupt fishing activities and profit from the confiscated fish and fishing gear. Right Honourable Speaker, on page 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and part of 23, I am enlisting names of Ugandans that have either been killed, maimed or drowned in various fishing communities. And this House of Parliament should not be held complicit in these violations. Right Honourable Speaker, I understand that over 80 members of Parliament here represent fishing communities. They are waiting for a voice on these violations are provided, including names that can be verified with a proper inquest, Right Honourable Speaker. We are on page 23, Right Honourable Speaker. Additionally, that these atrocities have spread nationwide on all national water bodies and landing sites. Further mentions can be made concerning cases of reported from Choga County and Lamb landing sites, Right Honourable Speaker. The names have mentioned there have suffered at the hands of the military. There is overwhelming evidence showing the wanton and reckless conduct of the UPDF on our national waters. Isn't Parliament interested, Right Honourable Speaker, in investigating the owners and actions of the soldiers operating boats with the inscription, "Watch our seme"? Let them talk. Where they are chasing other fishermen, they are very active. Isn't Parliament interested in understanding who is behind this? Right Honourable Speaker, as I conclude, the government is neither willing nor interested in investigating the concerns raised here. Institutionally, the bodies that have attempted to tackle issues of human rights violations have continually not delved exhaustively and effectively into the concerns at hand. But Honourable Speaker, the government statement is therefore a replica of past statements on the same. It's not only detached from reality, but also laced with insensitivity and laden with mockery for the bereaved families of the missing victims, and they hereby reject it in its entirety. Now, Right Honourable Speaker, with a heavy heart and a deep sense of responsibility to address a matter of utmost importance, the protection of human rights within our nation, Right Honourable Speaker, we are here to demand for justice and invite the House to join us. Our shared commitment to justice, equality, and the fundamental dignity of every individual compels us to confront the disturbing reports of human rights violations that have come to light. National Speaker and colleagues, the reports on abuse of human rights, enforced disappearances, and violence are non-partisan. They cannot be ignored, and they demand a thorough investigation. Where a city government elects to commit or deliberately fails to investigate unspeakable and horrendous actions committed against people by acting extremely intolerant to political dissent and delimiting the civic space as demonstrated herein, the only fortress that remains harboring their hope and trust is the legislature. Honourable Speaker and colleagues, Parliament serves as a stage where the voices of the oppressed are amplified, where people's representatives refuse to be silent about injustice, and where the struggle for human rights is unfettered, fully expressed, and conclusively pursued without fear or favor. Right, Honourable Speaker, precisely that is the billing and the expectation of the public in the legislature is profound. Protection and promotion of the sanctity of human rights is our cardinal role. It is a clarion call to Parliament to uphold this honor. Honourable members, I humbly submit and implore you to rise to the occasion. As a matter of fact, this 11th Parliament will go down the annals of history as having risen to the occasion when the government turned against her people. Let us go on record as a people who knew what was right and acted in the best interest of the citizenry. But, Honourable Speaker, we therefore demand of the following and the support of the House. 1, immediate unconditional release of all political prisoners rotting in numerous jails and illegal detention facilities without trial. Non-trial of these cases is a clear indication of lack of evidence on the side of government and a red flag that these persecutions are intended to shrink the civic space further and criminalize association with the opposition in our country. Honourable Speaker, these are prisoners of conscience that should not be used as a bargaining tool for the ruling party to suffocate civic space and the desire to settle outstanding political questions through these illegal detentions. The Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs should explain to the nation under which law the government is charging the citizens with the offense of subversive activities. Honourable Speaker, the Constitution is very clear. You cannot raise an offense that's not prescribed by law. I have attacked several charge sheets with the offense of subversive activities, not anywhere on our penal laws. So it's the creation of the government without parliamentary involvement, Honourable Speaker. The offense of subversive activities is non-existent, but several people are rotting in jail on account of the offense of subversive activities, which is not prescribed by law, Honourable Speaker. 2, establishment of a judicial commission of inquiry. Honourable Speaker, we demand that with the utmost urgency, the formation of a commission of inquiry to investigate these glaring human rights violations. We propose that the said commission of inquiry be chaired by a judge of the High Court. We believe that the commission will be endowed with the authority, independence, and resources necessary to uncover the truth, to hold those responsible accountable, and to ensure that justice prevails. Honourable Speaker, our prayer is premised on Section 1 of the Commission of Inquiries Act, which empowers the Minister of Justice to issue a commission appointing one or more commissioners and authorizing those commissioners to inquire into a conduct of an officer in public service of Uganda, the conduct of any chief, the conduct of all management of any department of the public service, all of any public or local institution, or in any matter in which an inquiry would be for the public welfare, Honourable Speaker. In specific terms, We move that the Commission specifically handles the case of the 18 missing persons, the unresolved cases of targeted and slain Muslim clerics, and the infamous November 2020 killings. Right, Honourable Speaker, the extent of suffocation visited on our common peoples require an independent hearing, especially in view of government reluctancy and clear disinterest in coming clean and deliberately disabling the wheels of justice several months after these gross violations were reported. We propose that the Commission, among others, considers the role of the security agencies, political leaders, the general state of intolerance during and after the 2021 general elections, and ultimately remedy for the victims and their families. 3, need for a select committee of Parliament. Right, Honourable Speaker, Rule 190 of the Parliamentary Rules of Procedure empowers Parliament to appoint a select committee to investigate a particular matter. We propose that the said select committee investigates the rampant cases of rape, defilement, destruction of property, murders, and justified arrests and illegal closure of many landing sites in the fishing communities across the country, and ultimately remedy for the victims and their families. 4, Right Honourable Speaker, all those persons not subjected to military law, not subject to military law, and are currently being tried before any military court, be transferred to civil courts under the direction of the Director of Public Prosecution, as directed by the Constitutional Court in Constitutional Petition number 44 of 2015, retired Captain Amon Biarugaba and others, versus the Attorney General, decided on 15th December 2022, and was never appealed nor stayed. Right Honourable Speaker, I beg to pray and submit for God and my country.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Honorable Lop. Honorable members, I have listened to the rejoinder of the Lop, and I wish to guide as follows. The laying, I want to look at each document that you're going to lay. Give my people to check, because you might lay a paper without, when it has nothing. You people, leave me to deal with the Lop. Honorable members, Lop, you arrange your documents, then Mr. Kema will look at it. I have listened to the rejoinder of the Lop, and the rejoinder was in response to the ministerial statement of General Muhosi. The ministerial statement was earlier on a response to the statement from leader of opposition. I therefore don't want to turn this debate into a ping pong. I want to borrow your word. You're the one who used that word, ping pong. I don't want it to be a ping pong between the General Muhosi and then the leader of opposition. We should go straight to the issues that we want to achieve. There are prayers that have been put in place. Let's go straight to the prayers. And I want to retaliate to what Honorable Fox Odoy was saying. We are one house, and whatever we are discussing here is for the good of the people outside there. It is not for a party, not for an individual, and where it requires us to give and take, we will do that. We should be able to do that for the good of the people outside there. I want to now open a minimum, and I'm saying minimum debate. I will have 7 people from this side, 10, and 5 from this side.
Why?
And then, honorable members, and then we'll have the last response from Internal Affairs, and then the Speaker will rule. Have you heard? And no heckling anybody. No heckling anybody. I will only give somebody on this side to speak with the permission of Lop. 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 Please let's first have the documents laid by law.
Right, Honourable Speaker, the bit about the documents I'm laying is that I am quoting each of them in my statement, so there'll be no contradiction or problem in appreciating what they are. The video clips, at your pleasure, you look at them.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Right, Honourable Speaker, you guided well and I listened that you'll hear 10 people from the other side and 5 from this side. And looking at your earlier guidance that this is free seating and that space reserved for opposition.
I know who is opposition. I know who is opposition. And that's what I'm saying. I will not give you to speak before you hear from Lop.
I'm guided, Madam.
Yes.
Honourable Speaker, I beg to lay the video evidence and the documentary evidence I have outlined in my rejoinder for the attention of the House. I beg to lay.
I will review the evidence and report back if it is worthy. Honorable members, I wish you could all sit. All of you sit.
Embeera bwetyo bweri.
Honorable members, first relax. Let the tension come down. Relax. Who has the procedure matter? Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm seeking your guidance. You're saying that they present the video clips to you, you review them, then you guide the House. Is it procedurally right to continue with the debate until or before you review the videos and guide the House?
It is about substance over form. I thought you're an accountant. Substance over form. I have said I will go and review the document and the videos. If they are not relevant to this debate, I will come back and bring them on the floor that they were not. But we are closing this matter today. Yes, Smagola.
Madam Speaker, we are
Embeera bwetyo bweri mu Parliament. Mathias Mpuuga Nsamba amaze okuwaayo rejoinder oba amaze okureyinga okuddamu kwe oba okwa opposition kwebyo ebyayogerwa Minisita ku bantu baffe betubanja, ku bantu baffe betunoonya. Omulamu oguliwo twagala abantu baffe, situagala report, situagala rejoinder, twagala abantu baffe. Olwo genda baje tuli mu kugenda nga ensonga zino zigenda kufiira awo abantu baffe babulire ebyaddala, twagala abantu baffe. Buli omu agambe twagala abantu baffe kuba ebigenda mu maaso bikulaga nti kati kiwedde amaanyi amaze gakitinuunamu supu kati tugenda kubeera awo baddemu bibeere ennomo nga bibadde bulijjo naye twagala abantu baffe. Nga situnula abantu baffe twali kigenda kugenda mu maaso, twagala abantu baffe Kibalama aliwa, twagala abantu baffe be mwawamba be mwabuzaawo. Olabye Sakas Katemba abadde mungi nga baagala okulemesa Mpuuga okubaako byayogera ate nga olaba ne speaker alina bwawenya kuba NRM nti muleke mulina nga bagezaho okuteeka Mathias Mpuuga mu kattu okumulemesa okuwa ekituufu naye afubye n'abiwa naye nga mu byonna nga bwe biri twagala abantu baffe gwe mulamu oguliwo twetaaga abantu baffe ababuzibwawo General Museveni gwateeka abantu baffe tubeetaaga oba balamu oba bafu batuwe tubeetaaga kuba mwabawambira bwere tebalina musango twagala nkyukakyuka mu ggwanga lyaffe twali nsonga wambisa baana baabanno nobabuzaawo mu drone ezitaliiko nnamba oba ze mukwese ennamba muzisiiza obusa ennamba muziggyeko ennamba mutaddeko ez'emmotoka endala ne musuubira nti nno ensi ejja batwala bwetyo ebintu bino muyinza obitwala ng'ebyolusaago omukulu Segona Medali Lubega akali amaggwa agambye aba NRM mu Parliament nti muyinza okubanga mukuba kelele wano nga temwagala ebintu bino byanjibwe naye enkeera enkya mwe bagenda okuyita bayida mindada b'omulembe guno ate nga kijja kuba ate nga mujja ku accountability ku bintu ebyo byonna bye mukoze eggwanga Uganda. Mbagala nnyo banywanyi omukama Katonda nsaba bankumire tujja kuba tuddamu tubyogera ebigambo naye nkomawo n'okuteesa okuli mu Parliament ku nsonga ezo eza Mathias Mpuuga Nsamba mweraba.